everybody, my name is Molly. Thanks so much for clicking on this video. I have a little 9-month-old baby over here who's going to be loud because she's teething and it's a whole thing. So let me just start off by saying I have tried to film this video 800 times and it ends up being so long because I feel like this is such a beefy topic that I'm passionate about, that I want to help you with, but I can't do all the parts in one video. So let me just start by saying this video is going to be my experience of how I went from exclusively pumping to being able to nurse. I can't provide you with the vocabulary lesson, all the things I want to give you. This is just going to be my story part of it. Now, one thing I will include is I am the furthest from a medical professional. The only medical advice and help I've ever training is watching 10 seasons of Grey's Anatomy. So please do not take this as medical advice. I can only provide you anecdotal experience from an internet stranger. That's me. So, yes, thank you. Okay. There are a variety of reasons why a person might decide to exclusively pump. My major reason was I was healing from having very bruised nipples. So fun. Yeah, bleeding. We love it. And the main reason, though, in hindsight, is I was suffering from postpartum depression pretty bad and pretty immediately after I gave birth to my daughter. So that's my why. I had a deep desire to make sure that I was breastfeeding, which is giving your child breast milk, my daughter until she was 6 months. And I can say that I made it to that goal, but I knew pretty early on with exclusively pumping that I wasn't going to be able to do that unless I could incorporate nursing again. So here are some things that I did that actually made it work. Number one, first and foremost, I saw a licensed lactation consultant. Now, I saw homegirl Cynthia like 5 times, even when I was exclusively pumping. So I saw her when I was in the hospital, when I got out of the hospital, more again. Like, I was determined to be able to make breastfeeding work. And I had the privilege to do so because of my health insurance and because that's just where I'm at. So I know that's not something everyone has, but if you can, please use your lactation consultants. If you can't, Kelly Mom is a great website, as well as your local La Leche League. Please just know that you can find resources. And I want to encourage you in that. But that was my first step because I had to solve an oversupply problem that I established while exclusively pumping. And you might think that, how can you have an oversupply problem? Like, that is something that I think a lot of people, like, oversupply is a touchy subject because a lot of women struggle with providing enough milk for their baby. But it's really hard to not get mastitis or clogged ducts going from pumping to nursing. So I had to work to wean down the amount of time I was pumping in order to even be able to start nursing my daughter. So first things first, saw a lactation consultant. The second thing that I did, which I think for me in my own experience was probably the most beneficial, was I treated the actual issue for me, which was my postpartum depression. And I started by doing that by getting on Prozac. And I can make a whole other video about postpartum depression. Today is not that day. But I wasn't really able to mentally do that, to nurse her and to be near her that much until I treated my postpartum depression. So if you're you smell the scent of PPD, you're I know the signs. I'm looking at those little charts that my doctor has in their thing as I'm getting my 6-week checkup, then I really encourage you to reach out to someone and get the help you need. So, lactation consultant, treated my postpartum depression. We were ready to go to actually be able to throw that baby back on the boob. And I watched a video similar to this one, and the girl was just just expect it to take a long time. And here I am to say, just expect it to take a long time because I exclusively pumped from July until October, so we can do math together, however long that was. And I would say I wasn't really able to nurse without like needing to pump to give her her most nutrients until she was 6 months old. So that was probably 3 months of slowly introducing more and more nursing sessions and slowly taking away the pumping sessions. Okay, so how I started personally was with a nipple shield, because the babies are so used to eating with a bottle at that point that it just provides that barrier that things are a little bit less weird, and plus you're basically like relearning how to breastfeed, so you're probably gonna get chapped nipples all over again. So exciting. So I definitely encourage you to get a nipple shield and make sure your nipple shield fits correctly. Just look up pictures and videos on how to do that. I can't help you there. So nipple shields from the gods. Thank you. Then my second thing that I would say is how I transitioned back into nursing was with nursing when she was drowsy. And I think this is a big tip for people as well. So for me, I would only nurse first thing in the morning, like that first wake up that she would have. Oh, y'all, brought back some traumatic memories that they would wake up multiple times. Okay, that first time that I was like, yes, this is like wake up time, I would take her from her bassinet and I would do the side laying position, and I would bring her in the bed, which, controversial, I know. I would bring her in the bed and I would nurse her on the side while she was still kind of tired. So I don't know why that works, but it worked for me. So try nursing your baby when they're still drowsy. So maybe you're like, okay, I'm going to nurse them in the middle of the night. I'm going to nurse them to go to their nap, or I'm going to nurse them first thing in the morning. For me, I'm someone who's like path of least resistance, because I knew that if I couldn't nurse her in the morning and it wasn't working out, I could just get up, make my coffee, get her bottle of breast milk from the fridge. That's just what worked for me. But again, you might be like, well, I think it's easier to just nurse her during night. Do you, boo-boo, okay? So I had to do that for about a month, I would say, just only nursing her in the morning. And instead of waking up to nurse and, breast, like, pump. But all other feedings throughout the day, I would be pumping and thinking, hey, are you so sad? Are you so sad? Oh, we're sad because we ran out of ice cubes. Okay, so again, breastfed in the morning for like a month. All other feedings, we're pumping and giving her bottled breast milk. I said that really like I was very repugnant over formula. It's not that. I just wanted to clarify. Okay, I don't know where that toy went. It's gone. Anyways, things are a dumpster fire here. No. So what I ended up doing was slowly adding in nursing sessions and then taking away the pumping sessions. So after I felt very confident that she knew how to nurse with a nipple shield in the mornings, I would then nurse her down to her naps with a nipple shield, and then slowly taking those pumping sessions away. However, for me, I should add that during this time I started going back to work, and she was in part-time care 2 days a week. So during those times, I was pumping breast milk for her. So still kind of going back and forth, because she was going to get a bottle at her little daycare thing. So yeah, it's just slowly adding in those sessions. And then the next big transition was taking away the nipple shield. Now, man, I just want to encourage you and tell you right now that I barely remember doing it. I remember thinking at the time, wow, this is like really hard, and this is a big a challenge in my life. Like, you will get through it, girl or boy, or whatever you ever identify as. You will get through it and you won't even remember it, okay? Or maybe it'll be traumatic for you. I don't know. But what I did that worked for me was, as soon as she was like getting the milk was flowing, I would pop her off, take off the nipple shield, and then pop her back on. And then slowly she just got used to only nursing on me, and then never needed to, probably like 3 weeks of that. So it's just slow and steady. adding in those nursing sessions. It's going to feel like you're probably not making any progress, but you have to think that you have a little baby and they're having to learn, and you're learning again too how to nurse. And I have, since day one, thought about nursing and breastfeeding and all this. My journey is, you know what, one day at a time. Every time I nurse her, I'm like, this might be the last time. And so anytime I can be successful in that, I am encouraged. And I just want to encourage you that, yes, this journey might not look like what you thought it was going to look like, but that doesn't mean that it's not good, okay? You're feeding your baby, and even if you're supplementing with formula, I shouldn't say even if, I sometimes sound condescending and I don't mean it to. If you have to supplement with formula, you're doing the best, okay? If you have to only use formula, you're doing your best, okay? Like, I can't express how freaking hard motherhood is. So you just gotta survive, girl. Your baby's gotta survive. And I hope for you that you get the journey that you want, but there might be a lot of bumps along the way, okay? I'm like living in the Appalachian Mountains, bumpy, okay? I don't even know if that's true. I don't know. Losing my mind, it's fine. I just want to encourage you and let you know that even if you try this, even if you work hard and you still have to put the pump away, or you have to, know that you're not going to be able to nurse, your baby loves you and you love your baby all the same. And one day they're going to be a 9-month-old and they're going to be screaming and crying because they haven't napped in like 5 days. And you'll just laugh and laugh at how this was ever an issue for you. Oh, we're going to be angry. Come here. So yeah, that's my story. I hope it encourages you somehow, some way. And I will check in with you later, alligator. Bye.